Sometimes I'm just like in awe, like, oh my goodness, I'm actually sitting at the table with her. Sometimes I feel like the girl in high school when the popular girls invite you to sit at the table with them at lunch, and like, oh my gosh, they actually going to let me sit here with them because they're so far above me.
Hey guys, this episode is brought to you by Point Blank Safety Services. These guys are changing the game when you think about security. They are using active duty officers on their off-duty time, not only giving these officers an additional income, because we all know police officers just aren't paid that well, but they're giving them an off-duty income and using the highest caliber of people to secure our highways, our buildings, and bridges. Check them out at pointblanksafety.com.
All right, guys, it's going to be a fun episode. I have an exciting lady on here with us today, Miss Lady Chap. I am so looking forward to hearing about her journey, her story, and all the wins, the losses, and how she overcame adversity. It's just going to be a good one. Miss Lady Chap, welcome to the show. Tell us your journey.
Oh, thank you. My journey, the interesting question, is a never-ending story. and the title of our organization is perfect, a perfect fitting, because it's called Her Nexx, Nexx Chapter.
Oh, I love it.
It's an organization for women that are basically transitioning into different phases in their life. And I think the story started with me and some other amazing women in my life. So that's how we got started with Her Nexx Chapter.
Beautiful, beautiful. So walk me through it, because a lot of things happened, I'm sure, to create this organization and this mission and this vision. How did you get here?
It was a passion that I had about 7 years ago, almost 8. And the interesting thing is that we all have passions and desires, and we either put them off or convince ourselves that it can never happen, or have lack of belief, or life gets in the way. And so for me, I had a passion to want to do something that involved women, empowering women, some type of program. And I think I was in a phase of going through a transition. I didn't know really what I want to do with myself. I had lost my job, had a very high power position, making a lot of money. And that was like pulled underneath my feet. The rug was snatched from underneath my feet. And so I kind of got stuck. And that's when I started desiring to do something that was beyond me, or outside of myself. And I had a friend that was always my biggest cheerleader, Michelle. And so I went to her about trying to do something exciting that's going to involve building this organization around women. And she told me, she said, you have to have 3 things when you're trying to put something like that together, an organization. One, you have to have passion, you have to have a purpose, and you have to have a story to tell. Well, I didn't really have a story to tell. I'm not the first who have lost their job. I had passion, had plenty of passion, and I didn't quite have a defined purpose just yet. So her being my analytical friend and cheerleader, she pretty much said, okay, let me put the structure together for you and help you outline, your dream here, and we'll go from there. And that's exactly what she did. And so before I started moving forward with launching, my dearest best friend, Michelle, told me she had breast cancer. And I pretty much put the dream desire on hold, and I was kind of going through that journey with her, and unfortunately she didn't, survive the battle. And so months and years passed, and I never did anything with that passion, that desire, that dream. And all of a sudden in 2015, my spirit just kept longing to do something. And I think because I was walking through a journey of feeling lost. And some may say, well, it probably was menopause. And I think it did have a lot to do with that.
Hey, whatever works, man.
And it might have kept nudging, because I'm a type A personality. I'm used to structuring, developing, creating. And all of a sudden I wasn't doing any of those things. And so I felt lost. And so all of a sudden, my spirit just kept nudging and saying, just do it, just do it. And you know what happens is that you end up coming up with excuses why you can't. And so I kept coming up with excuses. Why I don't have the money. I don't have the time. I don't have this. I don't have that. And finally, my spirit said, your excuses have expired. You need to get up and move. And I did. So I launched her Nexx Chapter on my birthday. So I gave birth to my organization on my birthday, and I invited about 8 women, and I presented this concept, and it just started developing from there. And it is amazing because if you put it out in the universe and you start believing and you just start moving without trying to analyze it, because we can overanalyze, which can stop us from moving forward, things will come, people will come, opportunities, resources, all those things that I needed to get this organization with no money started developing and coming. And her Nexx Chapter is about connecting like-minded women. It's about mentoring, either mentoring them or being a mentor to them. It's about nurturing their self-awareness, their self-esteem, their self-discovery, and liberating the mindset. And so we're building chapters. The goal, again, I'm putting it out in the universe and I'm believing it. The goal is to to create chapters all over the United States, starting in Dallas. And so each month we get women together from all walks and ages from 30 to 60. That's, including the millennium and the baby boomers. And we have a panelist of women that are in different areas. Rather, it may be a theme this month that's about wellness, next month about entrepreneur, next month about going through career changes or what have you. It's basically what women need. Their voices need to be heard, and they need to have resources and opportunities to get to the next level.
Well, have you ever had a good-looking guy on your panel? I mean, I'd be really good in front of that room. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we it's mostly women, but we're not going to discriminate a male being on the panel that can definitely. Because, we may have a topic about dealing with men relationships.
Oh, yeah, you don't want me in that discussion.
You might get eaten alive, but you can be on a panel to represent the male version of what, how you think and what you can offer.
If you get to a spot where you're talking about how to be like a badass or just how to be, a super type A, I'm in that panel. You can invite me. Don't bring me in for the relationship guy. I've been married for a long time, but it's because she tolerates my ass. That's
and go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, they say so. You're really empowering women to own their themselves and go for it through collaboration, through coming together and almost in unity, being awesome. So.
Yeah, because, we are in a new era. Women are not taking any, we are the badass women. We're not taking no
you're not taking any shit anymore. I got it.
That's right. And so some of us need to be encouraged to reinvent ourselves. Some of us, again, like I said, need a voice, need a community of women for women. And
now, let me ask about that. I love the word reinvent always gives me pause. Would you believe, and I'm asking, is it really reinvention, or is it taking ownership and loving who you are?
I say a combination of both.
Okay. Help me out.
Well, when I say reinvent, and I can only speak for myself, is that because baby boomers who rock and is the largest population ever existed, we're kind of hitting a wall for some of us where we can't, either they're having a challenge keeping up, staying in the game, or for whatever reason trying to get back into the game. And age, we don't like to believe this, but age plays a huge factor. And especially if she is transitioning into a new phase in her life. And with that, that may take some time. Reinventing yourself is scary. You're used to one phase, and now you're being forced, not by choice, to go into a different direction. And you start doubting. Self-esteem starts dropping, and you need to nurture and love and embrace, and don't allow the world or anyone else to tell you that you can't be all that you were or even be better than what you were.
Oh,
but
wow,
it takes you loving yourself and caring for yourself, but also believing in yourself that you can. Age has nothing to do with it. So if nobody wants to hire you,
both sides of that coin, right? So
yeah.
You're not too young, you're not too old, right? Age plays no part into it.
Right.
How do you get somebody to embrace that authenticity, though? I mean, because that's a huge thing, to be authentic with yourself, so you can go be that badass you need to be in life. I mean, you got people that are living the same journey you have. They've lost friends to cancer, health issues. They've, lost friends, all that kind of stuff. And now they're trying to say, look, world, here I am. I mean, that's a big, big step.
Well, I guess because I've lived it. And what I found that was missing in my life is that I didn't have a community. My husband said, you only have like 2 friends in Dallas, and when they're busy, you're out of luck. Because I was more or less
spend time with him, and he's like, get the hell out of the house.
And I think it was because I was more or less isolating myself because I had lost confidence. I didn't know what to do with myself. So, and when I did a focus group with other women, they were saying the same thing. So it's okay. So it's not just me. So what's missing here is being connected to a community of women. And when we get together, we will share, we will voice our voice our opinions. We want to be heard.
Wait. Women will voice their opinions? Never. Come on.
But it's good to say, hey, this is what I'm going through, and know that there's others that's going through the same thing and have maybe crossed that threshold and not there anymore, but have experienced it, and you're sharing it, and it's helping you to understand it, and it's encouraging you to move forward. So that's what her next chapter is about. It's a community of women for women.
Oh, that's awesome.
To uplift each other and help walk the journey. I say, you don't have to walk this journey by yourself.
Absolutely. Well, and everybody knows that you become the people you surround yourself with, right? You become the people that or anything that you influence by. So whatever you're reading, whatever you're watching, whatever you're listening to, those are all influencing who you're becoming. So I love this idea of bringing these women together that are all on some sort of mission trying to go for it, and reinvent. I love that thought process of being, that badass mindset and going for it.
It's feeding into each other's spirit. That's what we're doing. We're feeding into each other's spirit. So
that's beautiful. Yeah. So walk me through like one of these meetings. You have a panel of people in front of the room. Is it a Q&A type thing? Is it a lecture type thing? Is it a WWF free for all? What is it that you guys are doing at these meetings?
It's a combo. I'm one of those type of people that I get bored easily. So I'm not traditional, and I don't like routines where it's the same old.
Right.
And so each month we do a theme like this in June 16th on a Saturday. We're doing a wellness, to rejuvenate the mind, the soul, and the spirit. And so out here in Turtle Creek in Uptown, we are doing a early morning. I hope the heat will kind of delay.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, right. We're doing an early morning free event of yoga, learning how to meditate so you can connect with yourself and release, and Reiki, I think it's called, if I'm pronouncing it right.
Yep.
And massage chairs, and just girlfriend talk, light continental breakfast.
All right, so can I put on a wig and a dress and show up? Because that just sounds like someplace I need to be. I mean, you're talking massages and all this,
Right. So that's the theme. Is
you throw a little rum in there, girl, and you're not taking me away. I'm just saying.
And we're going to be giving little samples of essential oils and vitamins, and just relaxing and connecting to ourselves and each other. So that's in June. And then each month we have a different theme. Our big gala in September at the Mansion Hotel here in Uptown, we're having a panel of female doctors talking about women's health from traditional to holistic. And, so that's each month is something different. We have just a different theme, different. And again, it's also an opportunity for the women to network their business, look for opportunities, or just make new friends.
No, that's huge. I mean, because I think there's a lot of women out there across the world that are looking for their tribe, if you will. They're
right.
People. And part of it could be is they know they need to up their game and be around other people that are trying to go for it in life. And
right.
They haven't found this place. So this is a beautiful place where they can come and find other people that are actually trying to give life a go.
Well, we're so busy, and we're in a generation where women are juggling so much, more so than our parents growing up. I mean, when we were growing up, you went outside, you played ball,
right.
hopscotch, and that was your activity.
And you waited for mom to yell down the street to get your ass in the house for dinner, right?
Before the lights come on.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
But now parents in today's time feel that they have to keep their kids occupied, entertained. So they're ripping and running themselves to death, taking their kids to so many events. Plus they're juggling a career,
right.
And they're also a wife. And, they might be active in their church. So they got and they're on the PTA. And so they got 20, 30 different demanding activities on an ongoing basis, and they're out of balance. And even if you're not a mother that have children, you may have a high power job, or you're trying to develop a bit. So while it's important to network and build your business, which there's a lot of organizations like that, her Nexx Chapter wants to make sure that you are taking care of you. And that's why we focus on wellness, style of life, and empowerment, to make sure that you're taking care of everything else and everybody else, but who's taking care of you?
Yeah.
And the only person that's going to take care of you is you.
Right.
And you have to make sure that you're staying balance in certain areas. And so when you go to our website, that's what we're focusing on, is those areas. To help you discover yourself, reinvent yourself, but also self-awareness, self-caring, self-healing is important too. So that's why we are focusing on different areas, because her next chapter is about several different chapters in women's lives. We all have a different chapter. And and we can determine what the pages look like.
Right. Well, and I think the other thing that's beautiful about that is you're giving a place for women to come to realize that there is a next chapter.
It is. It doesn't have to end.
Yeah. I think a lot of people get stacked up against it. And you already alluded to it earlier that, when you hit a certain age, society thinks you're too old to work for them anymore,
Right, right.
They put you out to pasture, if you will. And that. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. I was just going to say, and that's the baby boomers, but let's talk about the millennium. I was amazed when we started her next chapter, how many of them are interested in her next chapter. I really thought her next chapter was going to be about middle-aged women. and to be honest with you, who's really moving her next chapter forward? The baby boomers are coming, but it's the millennium women that's moving it. They're actually moving this organization forward. It's amazing who have come to help us. And they're coming because they're looking for the baby boomers to nurture them, to mentor them.
Well, and what I love about that is, and I love about the millennials in general, is they are usually more of a risk taker or more of a life challenger, if you will, than the baby boomer generation is. So, it's exciting to see that they're coming to the table, but I bet they are, I'm not transforming your organization, but I guarantee they're dynamically shifting what you're
oh my goodness.
Your first thought of this whole thing was going to be.
We need them in our lives.
Right.
Because they keep me on my toes. They are moving, shaking, and making it happen. If I didn't have them, I think I would still be talking about 7 years ago I had this passion.
There I was, right? That's awesome.
Oh, yes.
So where do you think this is all going? I know you say you want to build this in several cities across the U.S., so what are all the tactics you're employing now to scale this? And then how are you planning on opening all these other chapters?
Oh, great question. Well, I definitely can't do it by myself. The women that are coming forth and they have already stepped up to the plate are basically going to be the main ones that help take it to the next level. I envision it, and I'm thinking big because, when you limit yourself, that's exactly what you're going to get.
Absolutely.
I see, and I speak it into the universe, national and global. But we're going to do one chapter at a time, and we already have women that have come forth and said, hey, I want to open up a chapter in my area, which their position would be managing directors of that chapter. And we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization. So we are set up as a corporation, and we have our hub, and we're putting all of the moving parts together. So when we do launch the chapter, a managing director can just step in and roll the ball forward. They're not trying to figure it out or develop it or, it becoming a task or like a job for them. We're handling all of the instrumental parts that makes the organization attractive and inviting for women to come. We will be looking for managing directors that have a circle of influence that can actually get the women there, because her next chapter is a membership organization. And
that was going to be my question is, what's the revenue model with this? How are you guys making money so that you can sustain this?
Good question.
I'm full of them, so just stand by.
Membership is part of it. We also, because we are promoting wellness, we have products that we market on our website, like skincare, makeup, essential oils, vitamins, and
nothing for guys.
Nothing for guys. I'm sorry. Nothing for guys. And also we are launching online empowerment classes with life coaches, certified doctors, and authors that are conducting classes for ladies to sign up in different areas of their lives, in different chapters of their lives. Rather, they're going through a divorce, so they want to learn how to cook, how to become, vegan cooking, exercising, meditating, how to write their own book or memoirs. So whatever's important to them in their life as they're trying to make a transition, we want to be able to be that main resource for them. So that though, and of course we're getting sponsorships and donations, because how we give back as an organization to honor my friend, Michelle Kemp, who passed away from breast cancer. We've linked ourselves with another organization where we are donating money to help women that need support right now while they're going through that journey.
Well, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I have a couple of organizations I'll probably send your way.
Right.
One created a breast cancer T-shirt that allows them to put their pumps and everything in the T-shirt, so they don't have special devices. So it's a really, really cool concept, and it's a whole kit that they actually give the breast cancer patients. So,
wow!
I'll get you.
Yeah, that is awesome. Yes, please do.
Awesome. So. In growing this organization, what do you need more of? Do you need more members? Do you need more mentors? Do you need more worker bees? Do you need more leaders? What do you think?
We are focused on membership because that's going to be the bloodline of the organization.
And what's that look like, membership? Is it a yearly fee, a monthly due?
It's a monthly or a yearly, whichever you prefer. And we give a lot for our membership. Because again, her next chapter is about celebrating her, celebrating women that and helping to promote them, helping to get them to the next step. So when you go on to our website, which is her, H-E-R, Nexx, N-E-X-X, not N-E-X-T, Nexx Chapter.org, you will see membership, and it gives you a whole outline. Even a one-time life coach session, complimentary. If you are an entrepreneur, helping to get your website up and social media going. Also getting discounts on our empowerment classes and national discounts going to restaurants and things like that, shopping. And then we have an executive package for career women who are not necessarily entrepreneur, because we don't just cater to entrepreneur, we cater to moms, entrepreneurs, career women, wherever you are in your life, and want to use her next chapter to move forward or get to another level in your life. So yes, membership is very, very key, because it is going to be, or is the bloodline of our organization, and we're just getting that started now.
So what if somebody wanted to open their own chapter in, New Jersey or Pennsylvania? I mean, I've got international people that listen to the show. So if somebody in Australia wanted to open a chapter, how would you suggest they go about getting in touch with you to have that discussion?
They can, again, we have a email address is called hello. Hello.
Man, now you got the Lionel Richie song in my head. And what is it, Adele? Have you heard that the Adele and the...
Yes,
Hello,
Adele.
hello? Right.
Yeah. Hello at hernextchapter.org. And we can let them know, the steps that it's going to take. We're putting in a training, structure, because we want to make sure that everyone is involved in our culture, or understand our culture. We don't want people taking her next chapter and just pretty much going off doing their own thing.
Off the rails, right?
Right. Because there's one key factor that's extremely important to me, is that when every single woman comes to one of our events, she has to be welcome, and she has to leave there feeling that she left with more than she came with, and feel that she has been touched and loved
Beautiful.
That is extremely important to me. And so when I'm at our events, I'm making sure that I'm touching every single woman that's there. Now, will that be a challenge when they get into like 200 or 300 at a time? I'll figure it out. But we do have event hostess that make sure that those women feel welcome and feel connected, not just standing in a corner by themselves. So that's key, and that's part of our culture.
Beautiful.
So,
well, it can be. I mean, I got a buddy named Ron White that's a memory guy, and his thing is when he's in front of a room, he'll go meet a room with 200 people, and then he'll stand in front of the room and say, "Okay, everybody stand up. When I call your name, sit down." And this dude's so good that he will literally remember everybody's name.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, but he's a world ranked, memory expert and everything else. So
yeah,
so it can be done. It's just it's a lot more badass than I'm ever going to be.
So we're definitely, especially going into the new year, want to develop other chapters in other areas. So, and part of the way we're going to be able to get that platform going is that we will be doing online seminars. So, for women that don't live in Dallas, Texas, that want to get online and listen to a panel of women like doctors talk about health issues or whatever we have going on, how to write your memoirs and things like that. So the empowerment will be either in person or online.
Well, and I love the write your memoirs part because everybody has a story to tell. I don't care what you've done, there's a story there. So I love the fact that you're helping them write their memoirs. Because there's sometimes a lot of healing process in writing that stuff out.
Yes, it really is. Yes, I journal a lot, and it's amazing how it makes me feel. Now, I'm not the one teaching you how to write your memoirs. We have instructors and life coaches and authors that specialize in that area that will be offering those online empowerment classes for women from all over that can jump on and take that class and go back and visit it as many times as they like and connect with that instructor, life coach, and doctor, if they like as well. So that's just another resource that we're providing for women.
That's awesome. So through this, you went through a lot to create this dynamic world, this dynamic vision of yours. What's the biggest lesson learned you've learned so far through this process of building this, putting this together, finding these dynamic women to help you take it to the next level? What's been that biggest learning curve or learning process through all this?
Well, I'm still learning. It never stops. I would say it's been humbling, because I am a type A personality. The lesson I'm learning is to let go, release, and trust more, because I was always one of those type of people that had to have my hands on. And I think that's one of the main lessons. And, because I felt lost, her next chapter, I was thinking more or less, I'm going to help these women that need help in their lives. But I discovered that her next chapter is like women like me, her, and them. We're all in this together. So while I was putting her next chapter together, I discovered it was actually helping to heal me through some things that I've been going through, helping me to rediscover myself. And it's all what has helped me is by all the women that I have connected myself with. And it helped me to realize those are the lessons, and I'm still learning new things. I've met some of the most amazing women within the last 2 years because of her next chapter that I have never met in my entire life.
Or I never had the privilege to meet.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes I'm just like in awe, like, oh my goodness, I'm actually sitting at the table with her. Sometimes I feel like the girl in high school when the popular girls invite you to sit at the table with them at lunch, and like, oh my gosh, they actually going to let me sit here with them because they're so far above me. And that is it. You got to connect yourself with people that are either where you want to be or going to help pull you up to a new level where you should be in your life. If you're hanging around with women or anyone that's beneath you, either you need to be elevating them to where you are, but you also need to be elevated to another level. So your circle is extremely important. And I realize that because I'm learning from other women. Yes, I put her Nexx Chapter together, but I'm learning from other women who are forcing me and making me be accountable to take myself to new levels in my life. And I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying life again. I like myself again.
That's awesome. Well, Tracy, I got to tell you, it's been an absolute blast having you on the show. And I love to end this way always. And you just said some really beautiful things at the end. So this may be a little redundant, but if you could leave my audience with a thought, a phrase or statement that they could take with them on their journey for the rest of their time here, something they could put in their tool belt and say, I'm going to pull this out when I need it. What would be that phrase or thought that they could take with them on their journey?
Oh gosh, you just put me on the spot.
Of course I did.
I'm one of these type of people that I can only talk from my own personal experience. Don't allow yourself, and I'm speaking from experience, don't allow yourself to stay stuck in a chapter. Okay. And keep looking in the rear view mirror, which is looking behind you. When you have this big, huge, windshield in front of you that gives you a big, huge picture of what you're moving towards. So, because if you keep looking behind you, you're stuck and you're not moving forward. And that means life has stopped. And there's no reason for it. We have more opportunities today than we ever have had.
Absolutely.
But that also is what your belief is, and a lot of times we get stuck on what should have happened, didn't happen, the hurts, the pains, the loss, unfairness. And we forget that the presence or the past does not dictate our future. I also, one of the things that I'm trying to be a mentor to other women is to be more transparent, because sometimes we get almost embarrassed because we're going through something in our life.
You hit the mute button again.
Think that no one else might be going through it, or we would just want to deal with it ourselves. And that's not good. It's not healthy, and you need to release that. So it's okay to be transparent in the right timing, and of course in a circle or with someone that you can trust. So those are the things that I would say. Feed your spirit, positive things, positive thoughts. And that's a challenge for me daily. I seem to sometimes focus on the negative and not celebrate the positive. And I'm still learning that. And by putting myself around those type of women that nurture, that to me, helps.
Beautiful, beautiful. Tracy, thank you so much for being on the show today. You are awesome. Love the energy, love the vibe. Looking forward to watching the rest of your journey.
Oh, thank you so much for having me on the show.
Guys, thanks so much for tuning in to today's episode. I hope you really enjoyed it. Please comment, share, tell me what you think. Let the world know about this podcast. It would mean everything to me.